Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew, and I'm so happy to be back. I am so happy. I have just been dealing with school stuff. I've got my certificate, by the way. I just need to work on certification, and it's just been so busy. And I miss doing this, and I miss doing other things that I do online. But now I'm back, and let's talk about dealing with the Mikono sisters is a breeze. And oh my gosh. This one is one of the new summer ones that was coming out. It's still on episode, I believe, 11. By the time I get done, probably 12, but we'll see when it comes to that. This one I had read a long time ago, probably like a year, probably even maybe more than 2 years ago. But I lost track of it. I'm going back to try and read it because ooh man, this anime made me maybe fall back into wanting to read more. So with that being said, you're going to see a lot of similarities with the children of the Shuichi family. You're just going to see a lot more like the family dynamic, and you're going to see more of like them actually retaking interest in each other's lives, right? And this one is definitely a little bit more frayed than the Shuichi family. But I don't know why I'm on this kick of just like, man, I just want to see like wholesome like family reuniting or getting stronger type of vibes. So one of the main characters that we're looking at is going to be Yu Ayase. I want to make sure I'm saying that right. He's basically considered like a really big failure. His mom was a very big deal. She was like an actress, an idol kind of person, you know, like really successful at what she does, and everything he tried, he kind of just failed at. So you get that frayed relationship. The thing is that she is now dying in the hospital, and she is now kind of like, they start to kind of reconnect a little bit, but then she does pass away. She does wish that he has like a happy family, and that's where one of her colleagues takes him in to then help his three daughters try and get to a higher level of talent or a higher level of skill that they already have in the field that they chose. First on the list is Kazuki. She's like a super talented actress, but she mostly plays like the prince type of character, especially that you see all the time in like the high school animes where it's like the girl that doesn't look like a girl or has like that feminine boyish charm to her that makes it seem like she's very much like the prince type. We have Nico. Nico is the martial artist, but who's also very much like a hothead, puts a lot of emotion just on her sleeve, very reactive, very expression. Next is Miwa. She is a very, very talented shogi player, like a super prodigy. And she has like a snobby-ish mentality of her smarts, but she's also just very socially awkward. Like everything she kind of tries to talk a little bit to her classmates is always kind of just a little bit awkward. They are also not just being pushed by the students for them to kind of project as perfection, but also their dad. So the dad gets quote-unquote reports from them to essentially just kind of get an idea of like where they're at, right? So if they want a tournament, they're training for a tournament. If she got this part, this got this part, this match happened, this tournament happened, that kind of thing. You watches over them, and one of the tasks first is, oh my god, is cleaning. I'm having a flashback of the room. Oh god. Another one is that nutrition value. Now, mostly they've been eating like nutrient blocks, stuff like that. Candy, things like that kind of stuff. He starts to study for their specific needs. So each specific one. So I'm talking about, you know, a diet for a martial artist is going to be different from a shogi player, that's different from an actress, right? If you don't take care of that, you get a belly, right? So he does figure that out, and it also makes them warm up to him, but not just to him, but they're able to also finally look each other in the eye and actually have like a conversation as a family. The next arc is going to be Kazuki. Her arc is more focused on obviously the acting side, right? It's where she's kind of thinking, okay, I can't just keep playing the prince character. I should show more of like my feminine side. I should do this, I should do that. And that's it definitely deals with her and her mind of like how to deal with failure and branching out to other avenues in terms of how to act and all that kind of thing. The next one is Nico, and that one is an old friend comes back, basically challenges Nico and says, hey, I want you to come to my dojo and train with me and we can be better. That means that she would go to a different school, she wouldn't even live at the house anymore. That family dynamic that was starting to become one is going to be shattered again. And you decide to step up and challenge as well and go, I'll fight you first, she'll fight you second. I think one of the greatest things about this arc too is that you start to see the family dynamic kick in a little bit more. The sisters that normally probably wouldn't have cared are now like, I don't really want her to leave. Like, I actually enjoy talking to her, which if you've ever had siblings, that's an up and down scenario. But it is very much like a different feeling in the air now that you has kind of made them see each other and talk more. And then it comes, there was one part that it got me a little bit because it's like at one point she was just basically like the prize. She didn't get to decide. And finally, it's where she starts to step up and take that responsibility of her getting to choose, which is really great. So the next arc, oh my god, this one has me a little conflicted in a way, where Miwa loses a shogi match. She loses two, in fact, and it's how she relates to loss, but also her passion towards shogi, where it's more like pleasing somebody and her parents, and not really on like the love of the game necessarily, right? And I mean, that one is so interesting to me in a lot of ways, like just thinking about different passions for people, right? And their different motivations. It's so interesting. The conflicting part is that you kind of supports the idea of like, you should do this because it, you know, you're so kind and it pleases them and you want to see them pleased. At the same time, I'm like, she shouldn't want to play the game though, right? Like, that's the whole point. And she kind of gets into that realm of understanding, like, it isn't just about pleasing others. Like, when I look across the board from somebody, I'm afraid sometimes they will see that my passion is more shallow than theirs. And I'm like, that is such a good arc. And I don't like the way that arc is kind of teetering at right now. So the next episode is going to have closure on the Miwa situation. I'm assuming that's going to be the end. And then the next season, I hope it focuses on you, honestly. I like the fact that the family dynamic is getting better, but at the same time, Yu is just a supporter. And he's known failure all his life. I want him to like just have that switch that just changes in him and goes, I want to work at something too. I want to work hard, not just as a support, but I want to work hard for myself at a certain thing to be talented at. I wish that were to happen. So I really like this anime. I especially like the ending scene, like the ending song and credits, because each episode, or at least each segment, right? There's one episode about Yu. It's Yu and his mom at the ending credits having like a song number, right? The next one could be Kazuki's. The next one is Nico's. The next one is Miwa's. And it's so specific and catered to each character. And I'm like, dude, this is such good detail. For this anime, as far as like the characters go, like, I like, you know, Kazuki could be a little bit more fleshed out, but she's not too bad. Yu definitely needs a little bit more fleshing out, but he's pretty decent. I really like Miwa, and I really like Kazuki. And then there's going to be a friend added to the mix for Miwa, which is going to be interesting. But like, it's so good, right? The family moments hit so well. The ending credit and the music for each of the characters done so well. And like just especially with the animation for like the early it's got like the early 2000s kind of look sometimes. And it's really good. The humor hits really well. And just like, they just did a very good job. I did try to watch it in dub. I could not watch it in dub for some reason. It just did not hit correctly at all. I would recommend sub, if anything. But let me know your opinions down below. I already have another anime to watch. Someone recommended to me in one of the comments, so I plan to watch that next. And I hope your day is as awesome as you are, and I will see you in the next video.